Hey fam. So I'm about to make that video. Probably gonna make new enemies. That's not the purpose, but I really don't care. Whether you own 1 share, 0 shares, or 10 million shares, I don't care. You know what I care about? The same thing I cared about last year. People! Do you know what it feels like to go on my newsfeed and see the people that helped build this thing up demoralize other people when they're down? The egos, the pissing contests, the I told you so's. What good does any of that do? What good is it gonna do for a movement that's supposed to change the world? So many big, brave voices, and I mean that in the best way. Even people I don't get along with or like have big voices, have followings, can be out there and making a difference. Instead, that's not what's happening. If people say they no longer care about something, don't be all over the place tearing people down who do. Especially people that truly helped believe, make people like me believe that anything is possible, that humanity isn't all bad, that the underdog has a shot in life. That's what this is about. That so many people are forgetting. It's not about how many shares you own or what fucking rules you have to follow. No rules. You don't even gotta be in it. Stand up for something that's right. Stand up and do the right thing for people. We can all sit here and teach people how to make money all day. That's great. But there's still people out there that are stuck in only the mindset of buy and hold. Whether I, you, Susie, Bobby, whoever the hell agrees with it or not, it doesn't matter. There's innocent people that believe it because they saw it and they were told it for almost 2 years. This shit ain't funny anymore. It's not a goddamn game. These are people's lives. I could feel the pain. And I know there's people out there that defend it and act like they're not scared. And I know they're scared. I feel it. And then there's people that are both so, well, hey, I'm willing to go to 0. I get it. And then there's the people that were right last year and we could have listened to outside the box stinkers. But instead, we chose not to. And I know there's a large group of people that wish they did. And I know there's a large group of people that disagree. It doesn't matter. Either way, it doesn't matter. Because we can't change 5 minutes ago. We can't change 5 months ago. We can't change what happened February, January of last year, but we can change now, can't we? But instead of changing now, all these big, brave voices are either in silence or slamming what they helped build. I will not sit here and ever act like I'm perfect. Do you know how many times in the last 2 years I have myself participated in pissing contests, in dumb shit? I made videos about dumb shit. Today is not the day to be doing that. With 8 being the price that it's at, with AMC being the price that it's at, there's a line drawn in the sand, not in a stock, not in a ticker. In humanity, in integrity. This is where you rise up and show people what you're made of. You could be a lion. You can be a sheep. that stands with the same old rules that haven't worked in 2 years. Or you can change it. You can change it. There are millions of us that came together for a reason. Do you think that has happened so many times in history? Think about it. Really process this in your freaking brain for a minute. How many times in history has that happened? We all got pulled in for a reason. Yeah, in the beginning, maybe it was about money. But the majority of the time, I stayed for the people. And then I left because of the people. And then I came back because of the people. Because I see the goddamn change that needs to happen and exactly what needs to happen to help move this along and actually make a change. You guys are still worshiping people. Whether people agree or disagree, if they believe Adam Aaron is for it or he's not for it, it doesn't matter. There's people that are profiting millions of dollars a year that are going to say the greatest things about this ticker, period, because it helps them make money. What happens when nobody cares about the ticker anymore and it can go bankrupt? Just think for a minute. Think back to last year. Okay? Because I have to start speaking my opinion. And I'm going to say my opinion. Everybody's allowed to state their opinion. Nobody's right or wrong. Whatever's been done in the dark will come to light. It always does. The truth always comes out. But there's people hurting now. And people need to start waking up and thinking differently. So you need a mindset change right now. Everybody's fighting each other. The biggest rule of all, ape no fight ape. You all broke it. But you want to sit there and act high and mighty on every other goddamn rule, calling each other out every other day. Shut the hell up for a minute. Take a seat and look what's being done in front of your goddamn face. Damn it. I'm so tired. Everybody wasting their time talking about what shoulda, coulda, woulda. What about the now? Who gives a shit about yesterday? We can all cry and complain about yesterday, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, what the hell happened to us in our childhood. That has nothing to do with now. What are you doing now? Are you a hero? Or are you sitting there in silence? Or are you calling other people out? Or are you calling out people that are hurting like a bitch? Or are you sitting there my heart hurts. I cared so much about this movement. And I still do. And I don't give a fuck if anybody says anything about me crying. I don't give a fuck if anybody says they don't agree with my opinion. People are being hurt. Families are losing everything. I don't give a fuck about anybody's ego or pride or fucking dick measuring contests. I don't give a fuck. We know who was right. We know who abandoned shit and didn't care and who was there for selfish reasons. We know who's probably set up and freaking paid off, who made their money and ran. Come on. And if you can't figure out by now who was actually in it because they cared, it's not that hard. If you find yourself, you keep being called back to have something to say because you can see people are being hurt and people are being taken advantage of here and people's livelihoods are being played with, then be the change. We can't just be the change by teaching people how to make money. Like I said, a change has to happen in this market. We can sit here all day and ride the waves with them. I can ride the biggest waves. I can make 100% plus gainers like it's nothing. I don't care. if there's people out there that are staying in just this and are not learning that. I'm doing good things by teaching that, but at the same time, there's people that don't want to listen and learn that, and they're entitled to feel that way. We are all entitled to feel our own way, and it's okay to disagree. We're adults. Hopefully most of us are. Should be able to disagree like civilized adults. I can't stand when somebody's down and people kick them. I've had it done to me so many times in my life, it hurts. I don't like watching it. My whole life I stood up when people got bullied. And I know a lot of you have seen it on Twitter. I always stand up when somebody got bullied. It's who I am. It's why my soul was tied to this movement. Because everybody was from different parts of the world. It didn't matter what your race was, what your religion was, what amount of money you had, or how many shares you owned. People came together to make a change. Where are those people? Because that heart, like a brave heart, that's what this movement needs. This movement needs voices. This movement needs powerful voices to speak out, to make a difference, to make a change. Not because it's gonna do something for your own pocket, even if you're not in it, even if you only own a few shares. It doesn't matter what any of us own. It's about doing the right thing. And there's not one single person that can tell me that what goes on in our stock market is just acceptable. And it's just okay for us to learn to accept it and live with it, because we can get rich off it and just ride their waves the whole time. Fuck their waves. How does it fucking change if we don't turn the tables on them? Do you get that? It doesn't matter what we build if we don't take that power back. Your kids, your grandkids, want them to just be ruled by people like this their whole lives? Come on. Stop acting like we're all doing something so great. And actually do something great. Why can't we? Why can't we all come together and use our voices and speak to the goddamn media that we're told not to speak to, and get off Twitter instead of tweeting about it? And take it to where more people are going to hear it, to where we're not silenced, to where we don't shut up. I am not, again, sitting here acting like I'm perfect. You know how many videos I made? I know what I've done. Believe me, I've paid my karma for the shit I've done. I don't act like a goddamn saint. But I've changed. In the last 2 years, I have changed. And I can see the light. And I can see the fucking way. And I can show it if people would listen. But everybody's so stubborn and full of pride that they don't want to listen to anybody or anything. It's about clicks. And you've already said something, so you can never go back on what you said. Screw that. Be accountable. I'm being accountable. I was wrong many times. I'm not wrong about this. We were destined to be in this movement as voices for a reason. It It doesn't just happen that way. You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the power in the world. And you will get respect from the people you give your money to and from the people that make money off you. So will I. I want respect and change for the people that don't. For the people that don't. I want to help the people that don't. I want to help the people that are stuck in the mindset that I was stuck in a year ago. I want to help those people. And if they won't listen to a different way, we can be the voices. It's not that hard. People sat out here making how many videos a week on YouTube, on Twitter, how many tweets a week about a stock? How many times was hashtag AMC tweeted in the last 2 years? Could you imagine how much time and energy all of us have spent that we will never get back? Do we let it be for nothing? Just because we don't agree, or because we realize now maybe we were played. Maybe we should have done a certain something. Hindsight's always 20/20. Just why it's hindsight. What about now? Who are you now? I know who the fake asses were then. I saw through that shit. All of you. You know who you are. I stand by what I've stood up for. The people that I said had good intentions, that I know at that time did. I stand by it. What I knew this time last year is still the same thing I know now. But something has to change. And now, all everybody did was alienate big voices. And what are you going to be left with? A bunch of little Twitter birds tweeting to each other. No offense. Twitter alone can't change anything. But one person can. That has a voice that speaks out. That inspires the next person with a voice that speaks out. That gets out there and inspires the next person with a voice that speaks out. It's really not that hard. Why was it okay for the same two people, and I'm going to say this shit, why was it okay for the same two people only to go out there all the time on mainstream media? All the time. All the time. While we all sat there and stayed like caged birdies. Think about this. Think about this. There's always a reason. And if you need to look back to be able to move differently going forward, do it. I don't care about yesterday. I already know what happened yesterday. I don't care. Show me who you are today. Anybody can change. I don't give a shit those people that say a liar is always a liar, a cheater is always a cheater, a thief is always a thief. No, they're not. No, they're not. Anybody at any single moment can choose a different path, can choose to be better. And that one difference is like the butterfly effect. That one freaking difference can change everything. If people don't want to be voices, it's fine. Please don't kick people while they're down. Don't do it. I've been down so many times, and I've been kicked while I'm down so many times. I ain't no victim for it. I'll tell you what, I'm exactly who I am today because of that, And I'm proud. And I'm glad I was kicked while I was down. But they don't deserve it. And that's the truth. If you want a punching bag, use my name. Clown me. Please don't. Don't do that to people that held with everything that we're all in. That had this whole shit with Ape happen. Learn to empathize and feel in your heart and soul what somebody else's suffering must feel like. And we can all play victim over this ticker. Every single person can play victim over this ticker. Everyone. There's not one person involved that technically can't play victim at some point, that didn't have something said to them or done to them that was horrific or uncalled for or anything else. Where does the victim mindset get you? Get you nowhere. It's not going to help anybody. Saying that you're right every day doesn't help anybody. Change it. We can have the power to change it. So I'm going to ask. If people want to rise up and make that difference, we can do that. But I'm going to let you know, if you're going to sit there, the pissing contests, if you're going to sit there kicking people while they're down, what do you think the universe is going to send back to you? Nothing good. And if you are in this movement all in and you're out there tearing each other down, what do you think is going to happen also? Nothing good. It works both ways. On all ends, on all sides. It's how it works. Change it. Just be accountable. Whatever you've done, whatever you said, whatever your part was, we all played a part at some point. Be accountable. And change it today. Help change it. If you help build it. Or else just shut up. That's all I have to say.